You're right there guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the Ultimate RTG, and the new patch has dropped, and believe it or not, I haven't even touched the game because yesterday I was feeling under the weather. I had such a bad head, couldn't gather the energy to stream, and I was about to go to bed before the Newcastle game kicked off. Just as well I didn't. Man City versus Newcastle. 3 points. How? What even happened? I thought it was going to be another game where Man City just comes and batters us, and they did. To be fair, we had about 23% possession, but Rondon out of nowhere, he swings his leg around it, hits it into the floor, top bins, it's game on. And I actually had the belief. 1-1 at that point, Edison had no chance, and then Longstaff, being a nuisance, wins a pen. Fernandinho rushes in. It was a penalty, and even like the first goal that Man City scored, the disallowed one, that's questionable, but the first one they scored, I felt like it was a foul on the goalkeeper, but it is what it is. Richie steps up. 2-1, game over. 3 points off Man City. Trust us to do that, and then drop points against those teams in the Prem that we shouldn't really be losing against. I love it. I was so happy, and ever since Longstaff's been promoted into that starting 11 role, he's unreal. He should have had a future star card. They cheesed Newcastle out of that, and we're rumored to be signing Almirian, record-breaking transfer fee from the MLS. Like, I haven't really watched him too much. I checked out like a couple of highlights. He looks a really fun player. Technical on the ball. He's got a few skills in there. His finishing should be okay, and that's what we're after. Someone to really control our team. Oh my, what's happened over the past couple of days? Newcastle not looking so good now with 3 points against Man City. Signings are coming in. We're going to be getting a lone left back from Monaco. Oh god, I love it. It feels great. But we have a new patch that's come out, and you know how I was saying at the start of the weekend league, we are wanting to achieve 25 wins with games in hand, so basically Elite 2. Well, we stepped up. Elite 1. 27 wins, and I even lost like one of the last games. We could have finished on 28 wins this weekend, which would have been fantastic. We beat 2 pros along the way and actually put in like a really strong performance. And this team, I'm gonna say it, this is, without a doubt, the best team that we've built on the RTG so far. It has depth in pretty much every single position. Even using Suarez as a striker, he's not terrible, and if you start playing it a little bit slow, use his playmaking to bring in the other players, it really does work. The only downfall with this team is having Lloris in goal. So after the rewards, which are going to be tomorrow by the way, this week has just felt so quick because we had that weekend league extension. It's already Thursday. So tomorrow we're going to have a bonus RTG episode. Elite 1 rewards. I'm hoping to make at least 200 to 300,000 coins so I can go out and purchase one of the 2 strikers. You guys can let me know in the comment section which one you'd prefer. Jovic from the Bundesliga that looks really nice, and I've heard good things about him, or Catrone that people are saying he's a little bit clunky on the ball, but he's got like really good positioning and finishing. So it's up to you which one you would like me to bring into the starting 11. Now as far as the team goes, I'm going to be using the exact same team that you saw in this weekend league run because I want to test out the patch live with you guys. Genuinely, this is the first game that I'm going to be going into, and I've got like 2,400 points, so it's basically a Division 1 game. God help me. And I want to know if it's the patch and not the team, so I know where I stand. And then if I feel comfortable, that's when I'm going to be changing out the right hand side. So this is most likely the last weekend where I use Team of the Year, Virgil van Dijk. Well, it really depends on how overpowered these crosses are. I've seen on Twitter that a lot of people are complaining because they can't hit finesses consistently. Well, I was never really an abuser of that first time finesse shot. I always overplayed like the chances. Instead of just going for goal, I would make that extra pass. So maybe it's going to really help me out. Only time will tell. But boys, Elite 1 finish on the RTG, and the new patch has come, so back to Silver 1, we shall see. Leave a like boys if you're enjoying the series, and let's go. So you know we saw the other day Catrone selling for 245, 250. I came on earlier today to see a start price of 289 and a bin of 290, right? And then a little bit later on, another one got listed, 287 start price, 288 bin, and he hasn't sold. Is that someone manipulating his price on the market, or is it that that's what he's gone up to? It just doesn't really make sense to me right now that no one's putting bins and they're just leaving his start price to be open. I don't know. And that's kind of putting me off the guy. So I look at Jovic, and he's just going to be a better version of a Luis Suarez, right? The vision, the short pass, the curve, that's all good. So he can play make in that lone striker position. His finishing looks very, very good. Then you have the pace, the dribbling. He's going to have more agility than Suarez. The heading accuracy, just in case we need to ping the balls back post to score those headers. His stamina and strength are very nice. I like the look of him. He's got the same weak foot, same skill moves as Suarez, and he is 6 foot. And from what I've been told, he's an animal in front of goal. So I like that. And then I look at Cutrone, and you know how they've supposedly nerfed these finesse shots? If you get a chance eventually, and you have someone with a really high long shot stat, maybe it will go in. But whereas Cutrone, he's only got 74. I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I will get around to trying him, but for the team that we have, I don't want to rush into this Cutrone purchase. I'd rather go for Jovic and use him in the starting 11. And speaking about our team, like I said, I don't want to do any major changes just yet. I want to wait until the rewards, but I want to show you how I'd set it up. So this is what I was saying. If I bring Jovic into the starting 11 and then convert him to centre mid, he's going to be on 8 chemistry, right? And I don't mind that. That allows us to get away from having to bring on that instant sub. But this man, Upamecano, then is restricted, and he drops to 7 chem, or 8 chem if I'm using the correct manager. But it still doesn't get away from having to use Hugo Lloris, and I don't want to use him for the upcoming weekend league. And then we go over to Virgil van Dijk, and please don't get this mistaken. I know that I've had him on the RTG, and it might seem like I'm wanting to hype up his price, but this man is going to be very difficult for me to part ways with him. After having used him for over 118 games, we've used the guy, and this is my statement. He is the best centre-back on the game for me. And I know that sounds ridiculous because I've used Maldini, I've used Di Maria, Ramos, Varane, and all of the pros reckon on Varane, right? But you've got to find someone that works for you. And every time I use Van Dijk, I prefer, it's going to sound crazy again, I prefer this defense to the Mega account. It's ridiculous. I have Team of the Year Marcelo, Team of the Year Ramos, Varane, and my right back is Lala on that account, which is unbelievable. What a defense. I come back to this account and I have that balance and security. I know that every single one of these players is going to be able to win the ball in the air. And then if you're trying to break down Upamecano and Van Dijk, they are so big in game. Their pace, fantastic. The positioning, I don't notice Upamecano to be out of position or doing anything too crazy. I love it. Really rate this defense. And I know that it can get even better because I've been told Danny Da Costa is good, but Denzel Dumfries is even better. So that's why I really want to get him unlocked before the weekend league starts. So the rewards come out tomorrow, and we're going to have a bonus episode. Elite 1, hopefully I can get lucky and pull a red third in form Lozano. That would be amazing for the team, right? Because we could switch up the formation, figure out another way how to get Mbappe into the side on full chemistry, or Neymar. That's something that we can consider. But then down the right hand side, I can get the strong link to, what's his name, Lozano with Denzel Dumfries, then move Van Dijk over, and then just to test out some other players to see what this defense is saying, I can always drop Upamecano. Or another way we could do it, I don't want to make any changes today just in case like the game has really changed, and I don't want to start blaming it on the players because I know how good this team is. I can take responsibility, or it could just be the patch. So we're going to be jumping in some games in a second. But another way we could start this is if I bring in, what's his name, Van der Sar. Now we could go for, I know you guys are probably laughing right now because of the curse of Van der Sar from FIFA 18. Ever since I removed him from the club, I kept conceding goals and I was losing so many games. But Van der Sar, if he returns right, and I know his price on the market, what is it, like 500,000? 490. So that is discard. He's not going to drop any lower than that, I don't think. Maybe like 460, 470, but you're not losing anything, right? So 460,000, I know it's a lot, but at least it allows us to be a bit more creative with the size that we build, because as soon as we do that, we don't have to think about chemistry over to Van Dijk, and I think that's the best way to use him. Or the third option is we just get rid of Van Dijk and try and find somebody else that is as good as him on the game that I can recommend. It's really up to you boys. Let's switch this team out again. We're ready to go and play in pretty much Division 1 with my skill rating. God help me. Hopefully we can get some wins. Even if we lose, right? Doesn't make any difference. I just want to test out these like finesse shots and just figure out what we've got to do going forward. First game on the new patch, and it gives me that team. Oh, it's not going to be easy. Well, at least this is one way to test it out, right? I wonder if they've changed like the way your custom tactics feel though. Usually that's what I experience after the patches. Right, the dribbling still feels similar. I've got a penalty already, but here we go. Hazard from the penalty spot. Maybe it's going to help me. Finesse. All right, now that was green. I know that it wasn't the best of angles, but it didn't seem like that great. Uh-oh. It's a good pass. Yes. First time finesse. They've definitely patched it. And you can clearly see that even when you hit a green time, it's underpowered. And that's the issue. So we need to literally be on top of the goal to take the shot. See, stuff like that, I just think that's being out-teamed. Suarez? How are you supposed to score? Honestly. Dear oh dear, man. Ah, so you can score them with Ronaldo. So first impressions on the new patch. Well, it hasn't fixed my pens, but looking at the finesse shots, I don't think this is the answer. When you have Team of the Year Mbappe outside or just on the edge of the box or even inside, I shouldn't have to do a time finish to get the most out of his card. He is a Team of the Year with 99 finishing, 99 shot power. For him to consistently hit the post in that game, it's not right. But we will practice. Second game on the fresh patch. Wish me luck, man. Another 3 icons, God's sake. I just want some easy games to practice. Pass. It's like my players are trying to keep hold of the ball. That's it, Mbappe. Mbappe! Oh. That's it. Go on, Mbappe. Go on, Mbappe. Right, at least I can get down the line still with Mbappe. But then when I'm inside the box, it's everything, man. All right, boys, we've got a problem. It's 0-0, and I can't score. I don't think I've actually scored a proper goal today. Oh, it was from the rebound in the first game. I just can't put the ball in the back of the net. I need Hazard off and Felipe Anderson on. Big win, Van Dijk. That's it. At least we're creating a few more chances. Over the top. What a pass. Neymar, this is your turn to come alive. See, this is where I would have worked the chance to shoot on the edge of the box, because there's like that line of defense that you could never really beat anyway. Like, that's what I felt when you come up against those that are dropping everybody back behind the ball. That's good. Mbappe through. Come on, Mbappe. Come on, Mbappe. That was green. The goals that I'm scoring right now. Where is he gone? Oh my God. I brought on Lucas for some fresh legs because I didn't apply a fitness card after the first game. But Suarez. Can Suarez hit a finesse? Oh my God. Oh, where's it gone? Oh dear. That wasn't even the first time. Full time, we won a game. Only by the 1 goal. And it was a rebound again. Those are the only goals that I've scored so far after the patch. But then again, I am playing against some sweaty opponents in pretty much Division 1. So my experience after just 2 games on the patch, please keep that in mind, is that defensively, nothing's really changed. I still feel compact at the back. I'm defending well. The AI are still pretty strong. And my opponents are still rocking with that drop back tactic, low depth, which was fine pre-patch because you had an answer to it. You would hit those finesse shots on the edge of the box. You time them green or even yellow, they're going to fly in the back of the net. The issue is that the patch isn't terrible. It's got like a good idea as to what they want from you, like build up play. They've tried to put emphasis on that now, so it is difficult to break down your opponent, and eventually when you do break them down, you should be rewarded. But this is where it's wrong, because consistency inside the box isn't there. So you could have someone that gets very, very lucky on the edge of the box, pings a finesse shot, hits it green, or hits it, well, let's say he hits it green, and it's quite difficult to do that. it's going to be so hard for you to get back into the game. Even if you're like working the play properly and you're inside the box on top of the goal, like there were so many chances. Actually, Mbappe, he was running onto one, and yeah, it would have been like a first time finesse shot, but it was a realistic one. I was literally on top of the goal and he can't score that. And on the edge of the box, he was struggling. Just every single player that I was taking finesse shots with, it was pretty difficult. So maybe that's just not in the meta right now. Could be that low drivens are overpowered. So I'm not going to like jump to conclusion and say, yeah, terrible patch. It just, right now, my first impressions, it doesn't really make sense. But then again, could be low drivens that are OP, get those balls whipped into the box. Maybe there's a new formation that I can use, or a change of custom tactics to get a little bit more going and overlaps so you work for the cutbacks. But it just seems like they've taken out the fun of it. Like, although first time finesses were really dumb, the finesse shots, at least it was good fun, right? Now it just seems like such a chore to break down your opponent, and you don't even get rewarded at times. So that's the problem. But anyway, only 2 games. I'll be playing a lot more later tonight on stream, getting used to like new tactics and just trying to figure out how to play this game. But thank you for watching, leave a like, and I will see you on the next one. Team out, peace.